I bought my mom a house and paid all the bills for 3 years straight. Then at a family dinner, she looked me in the eyes and said, "You give us nothing but headaches?" The room went dead silent. My uncle stopped chewing mid-bite, a piece of roast beef hanging from his fork. My aunt stared at her plate like it held the secrets of the universe. My cousins suddenly found their phones fascinating, frantically scrolling through TikTok to avoid the tension. Not one person defended me. I had covered everything for 3 years. The $12,800 monthly mortgage on this 4-bedroom house in the suburbs. Water, electricity, gas, internet. The premium package because my teenage cousins needed their Netflix and gaming. Groceries every week, sometimes twice when they had friends over. Car insurance for both vehicles in the driveway. Even the landscaping service because mom complained about the neighbors judging her lawn. Every month, without fail, $200 left my account to keep their lives comfortable while I lived in a studio apartment across town, eating ramen and skipping vacations. "That's not fair, Mom," I said, my voice steady despite my hands shaking under the table. "I literally pay for everything here. This house, the food you're eating, the lights above our heads, and you never let us forget it," she snapped, her voice rising. "You act like some hero swooping in to save us, but real family doesn't keep score. Real family helps without making everyone feel guilty about it. Real family." I looked around the table at these people I'd been supporting. My brother Julian shifted uncomfortably in his chair, suddenly very interested in cutting his steak into perfect squares. My sister-in-law Nora studied her wine glass like she was conducting a chemistry experiment. My uncle cleared his throat and reached for the salt he didn't need. Complete, deafening silence. "You know what hurts the most?" I continued, my voice getting stronger. "It's not just the money. It's that I rearranged my entire life for you. I turned down a promotion that required relocating because you said you needed me close. I broke up with Layla because you said she was taking too much of my attention away from family." Mom waved her hand dismissively. "Oh, please, don't blame us for your failed relationships. That did it." Something inside me snapped like a dry twig. "Okay," I said, standing up so abruptly my chair scraped against the hardwood floor. "Okay, what?" Mom frowned, finally looking uncertain. "If my help is such a burden, if I'm such a guilt-tripping burden to this family, then I won't burden you anymore." I walked to the coat closet, grabbed my jacket, and headed for the door. Behind me, I could hear nervous whispers starting up, but no one called my name. No one asked me to stay. That night, I sat in my car in the parking lot of my apartment complex and grabbed my phone. One by one, I canceled every automatic payment connected to her accounts. The mortgage payment scheduled for next week, canceled. The utility auto pay that had been running for 3 years straight, canceled. The grocery store credit card I'd added her as an authorized user on, canceled. The car insurance, the internet bill, even the stupid premium lawn care service, all of it gone with a few taps on my screen. 3 days later, my phone rang at 6 a.m. Mom's name flashed on the screen. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got the better of me. "Please," she said, and I could hear she'd been crying. Her voice was hoarse, desperate. "The electricity company called yesterday. They're shutting off the power today if we don't pay. The mortgage payment bounced. The bank is already calling about late fees." I sat there in my studio apartment, looking at the stack of unpaid bills on my own coffee table. Bills I'd let slide because I was too busy keeping her afloat. "I didn't mean what I said at dinner," she continued, her words tumbling out in a rush. "I was just frustrated about other things. You know how much I appreciate everything you do. Real family doesn't keep score, remember?" I said, echoing her words back to her. I didn't mean, please. We need your help. You said I give you nothing but headaches. I'm just making sure you never have to deal with that headache again." I hung up and immediately blocked her number. 2 weeks later, Julian showed up at my apartment. He looked terrible, unshaven, exhausted, wearing the same clothes I'd seen him in 3 days earlier at the grocery store. "She had to sell the house," he said without preamble. "They're moving in with Nora's parents. Mom cries every day." I shrugged. "Sounds like she's finally learning what real family support looks like." "Come on, man. You proved your point." "Did I? Because for 3 years, I was the villain for helping. Now I'm the villain for stopping. Seems like I was always going to be the bad guy." Julian left without another word. I never heard from any of them again. Sometimes people ask if I regret it. The answer is simple. You can't miss people who never really saw you in the first place.